What are these fundamental things that you were able to apply in the medical industry or in the pharmaceutical industry and in finance?
Well, I would say, first of all, the person is at the center. The person for me is the customer. The person for me is people working with me.
It's amazing because so many people forget that, right? That
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, it's the customer.
And what is interesting is, on one side, we're a very technological company. On the other side, I say, forget technology for a second. First of all is really the employee and the customer. And when you have those two people in your focus, then the rest comes. It's no problems. The Corner Bank is a very innovative bank. First of all, it's a family business. Secondly, there are very short decision moments, which I think is very good. We don't have to go, or I don't have to go to 65 different committees and ask 20 other people what they think about. I have to say I am in the very lucky position that I'm managing this credit card division, Cornèrcard, as if it was my company, of course, with the supervision of the board, of the executive committee, etc. But I think this permits me to move in a completely different way.
What are the other values of this organization?
Let's say the values are, first of all, let's say everybody belongs to it, and this belonging is a very important.
Community.
Absolutely,
family.
It's a very important value, and I mean we see it in things that are on one side probably not so common, and especially in bigger companies not so common. There is the work environment and there is a private environment, and what is interesting is that the moment which is most important, let's say privately, for all the employees, is the Christmas dinner. And the next day, the Christmas kids party. And so those are moments where you see you don't have to tell people, please come. Everybody wants to be there. So this shows this part of a community. And the other thing is, very often our employees remain for many, many years. So I have several times a year where I have people who have been 20 years, 30 years or 40 years with the company. The 10 years I don't even count anymore, I mean, because every month I have people that have been 10 years. So this is just, I think, shows that people feel part of it, people are there because they like it, and this makes a big difference.
So right now you have 1,300 employees?
Well, this is the full bank, but if we take now the payment card side, so Cornèrcard is approximately 400 people, bonus card is approximately 130, diners in Italy is also around 130. So when we take those numbers, it is clear that we are working, first of all, on one side in different companies, but then within the companies you can only achieve this if you have, well, already I think you as the CEO, as the director, has to already give this kind of, have this approach and live it, because I think it's not just saying it, but you have to live it. And the second thing is that you need the rest of the management living it the same way. So I think we've been very successful and very lucky to have found the right people that have these views, that share this conviction, if you want, and at the same time who enjoy and want to have fun. So I think the two things together, and you hear me talking about fun, which you say, hang on a second, I mean, this doesn't make sense for a bank or for a credit card company. I basically say, for me, this is part of it. You have to enjoy what you're doing. If every evening when you go to bed, you have to think, oh my God, tomorrow I have to go to work, something is wrong. And there you have to have the courage to say, okay, let's change. And I think this is a little bit where we are different, we have been successful, and we have made a difference.
Isn't there a challenge in your hands when you have people who have been doing the same thing for so many times that they kind of get comfortable and they go into a routine and then you lose the innovation DNA?
Two things are important. One is we have to see that in an organization or in our organization we have different type of people. So not everybody is doing the same thing. You don't only have creative people. It's fine to have a few, but having too many, you have a problem. So I think already we have different types of people for different jobs. The second thing is that at the same time, I would say we have never remained the same. We are changing constantly because the world is changing, because processes are changing, because how you do things are changes, the needs are changing. And so let me put it this way. There is not too much time to become comfortable in our organization. Let's say that we challenge people a lot.
From the outside, we don't see it, but internally, like people change jobs and change position.
They might remain the same job, but with different responsibilities, with different ways of approaching things. We introduce constantly new products, and sometimes I say I'm the culprit that we cannot stay put in one place, but always come out with new things, which of course creates lots of challenges.
How do you guys at Cornèrcard make sure that your offering is different?
It's an interesting question, and the question is how many hours do you have for the answer, jokes aside. I think we asked ourselves the question some 11 years ago when we created Cornèrcard. Cornèrcard is a trading name. Say that the bank, as I said, has been operating over 40 years in credit cards. But when we created Cornèrcard, it was not just putting a brand, it was putting a mission, having a philosophy, creating a community, etc., etc. And here one of the points was exactly how to make the product different. Because if you just have a product where you want to compare fees, where you look at how much does it cost, and you sort of make it uninteresting, it doesn't work. We basically said, okay, let's bring in some emotion into the product. Now, why emotion? Emotion because if I have to explain to you that you have to have my card because we're very good at customer service, I believe that something is not okay if I have to talk about it. Now, clearly this is our strength. So how to make the person or the customer understand this? The same thing is that we see ourselves not just as a piece of plastic, but as somebody who's present when you need to pay, who can help you also with other things, not just the payment itself, who can organize things around the payment. And I think we all are looking for different things. So this is why we've moved into many different areas. Some which are relatively logical, because being present in the internet, being present in the mobile world, being present on a mobile phone for making... Those are touch points, those are making life simpler.
You follow me in my lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Wherever I go.
So having also the fact that, yes, we always have a phone with us, but let's face it, when you are on a beach, do you really want to have a phone with you? Or if you go jogging on a beach, or you rather have a watch? So today we see Apple Watch, we see a Samsung watch, we see lots of watches where you have them with you. Or even then you have the very specialized one. You have Fitbit, you have Garmin, you have others, and we will see many, many, many more coming. And I think this is where we just make it simple for you. We want to be present. So those are the areas which are very normal. But then we also said, okay, how can we also give something to our customers which is very special? This is why we decided some 10 years ago, okay, let's enter into completely different fields, into sports, into culture, into films and movies, books.
That's experiences.
Yes.
You open the door to experiences.
Absolutely. And so we started with sponsoring, but sponsoring not just I put a logo on a t-shirt, because this everybody can do. But let's be very close to our testimonials. Let's choose areas which are interesting for us and that we believe interesting for our customers and share it. Let's create communities, because for me, communities is not just virtual communities on social medias, but it's also real communities. We looked at how can we make things also fun also for the customer. And the more I can give you, the more you have as a perceived value of what you get, probably the happier you are with what you receive. And I think that many customers today have understood that, okay, free, it all sounds nice. I think if we go back some years, there was the free internet, and everybody who had it knew that this didn't work. Today, things have changed. Costs are very low, it's completely different things, but nothing is for free. And in some companies, you have sometimes, I would say, the illusion that it's free, because somewhere else, there are the other reasons for you to pay
with your time because you get really bad service.
Absolutely.
Or with your data.
Yes. Or it's just, as you were saying, you pay with your data. Or, well, I want you as a customer, and I'm willing to give you this free because I'm making you pay something else. So when you look at all these kind of things, for us it was, let's get away from this. You pay for a service, but you receive, we hope and believe, more than what you get in other places.
So transparency also, you're saying, is that there's no hidden fees, there is no, like low-cost airline, I pay less, but then I have to go with the bus of the company, or pay to get a drink and stuff like that.
Absolutely. So there is clarity, and the other thing is, how can we make things that are also beyond the payment? And so we have been very lucky with our testimonials. We were, in a way, the company in Rio de Janeiro at the last Olympic Games that had the most medals, So we're very happy about that. We had Fabian Cancellara, who made gold. We had Nino Schurter, who made gold in mountain bike. We had Julia Steingruber, who made bronze. So athletes that we support. But the point was, interesting was the fact that our customers in different moments have then been able to get to know our testimonials, to have special events, to go mountain biking with Nino Schurter. And absolutely those are things that we can, of course, unfortunately not offer it to all our customers. But already, let's say, we have been offering this to quite a big number of customers. And the feedbacks, of course, are fantastic. And so for us it is two things. On one side, having the possibility to get to know these people. And the second thing I have to say, we've been very lucky that our testimonial fit to us. It is people that have their feet on the floor, they're very normal. Actually, some of them are in a certain way even scary, because when you meet them, you think, hang on a second, this guy is the world champion, has been 5 times world champion, 2 times Olympic champion, and he's completely normal. And this is something which has been, of course, fantastic. And we have this in the sports field, we have this in the cultural field with Daniele Finzi-Pasca, so in the world of shows, and he has also been working for Cirque du Soleil, etc. So lots of very special things. So he has been doing the closing ceremony of the Olympic Games in Sochi. So people have done incredible things. And at the same time, they're very, very normal people. When you meet them, you just say, incredible. And this we have in many fields, and we have many of these type of ambassadors, and of course we're very proud of that. Thank you very much.